All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory and fear to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, of great millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect striving for salvation during these electrifying times. I say Shalom to you brothers out there, and you few sisters that's tuning in to the videos is starting to come, more and more with watching the videos. That's what I'm going to go in today is scriptures regarding women, because there's a heavy judgment coming to the women, especially the women of the nation of Israel. All our women, you're the ones that are out of order, and that judgment that the scriptures is talking about is going to be handed down to you by the Most High. So you few sisters that are tuning in, let these scriptures that I'm gonna bring out for the judgment that the Most High is going to bring, let that be motivation and fuel for you to do the things that you're supposed to do as best you can, to be in order as much as you can, to follow what the scriptures say. If you joined unto a man, you have a husband, fall in line unto him, in a righteous way. Try your best to do right by that man. He's serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The way you serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is being a servant unto that man. And you sisters out there that doesn't have a husband, just pray to the Most High with faith that one day He will join you unto a man of the Lord. Matter of fact, let me get the first scripture. Because it's very important that you dwell with a man that the Most High has serving Him. It's and not be with these niggas out here that's gonna be judged, because they're gonna be judged harshly. If you joined unto a man that's not of the Most High, then what do you think's gonna happen to you? You're gonna be led astray. You're gonna fall under his vibration, and you're gonna be judged as harsh as he is, right along with him. Bear with me for a moment. I'm looking for the scripture. So this first scripture I'm gonna bring out, because it goes with what I was saying. If you dwell with a man of the world, then you're gonna be judged along with that man. This is Sirach 27:3. It says, "Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown." And the men in the world, he don't have no fear, because he don't. Like, matter of fact, behold this, because men of the world, they don't fear the Most High, which is why they don't have any knowledge. They don't have any wisdom, because their minds are geared towards how they can please their flesh. And not be spiritual. They're not spiritual. This is Proverbs 1:5. It says, "A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain to wise counsel." To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise, and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that's a man of the world. So a woman that are joined to those men, you're going to soon follow under that vibration. Now, if you're a woman that's in this truth, or following the truth, or listening, as I should say, because it's not a woman's position to follow the truth. I mean, you're not going to push the truth, but you can listen and learn and try to serve and try to worship the Most High. There's things that a woman's place is in this truth when it comes to that. But the faith to go out there and do, that's not your job. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. So, but if you with a man and the Most High has opened up your mind to see that this is the truth, and you with a man and he's not getting it, you have to, at that point, you have to pray to the Most High. Make all your prayers to the Most High, that the Most High may one day open his mind. You can't leave that man. You got to dwell with that man. Because if you leave that man, you basically committing adultery. So you have to dwell, with that man in peace, because you're gonna have, you're gonna have, you're gonna have differences, man. If this man is in the world and you're trying to follow the truth, you're gonna have differences, because he's gonna be wanting to do things that you're not supposed to be wanting to do, or not trying to do. So, that's a tough situation. But you got to pray to the Most High, that the Most High, you have to have faith in the Most High first and foremost, that the Most High will do, that's a tough situation. But anyway, there's plenty of scriptures regarding these women's situations, man, because, man, there's some harsh judgments coming. There's a lot of judgments that's coming, and majority of that judgment is unto the women. This is Sirach 7 and 17. It says, "Humble thy soul greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. Change not a friend for any good, by no means, neither a faithful brother for the gold of Ophir." Because a faithful brother, and in a woman's case, it would be your husband, but it's more precious than the gold of Ophir. But to tie this in for you women, it says, I'm gonna read it again from the top. "Humble thy soul greatly, for the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms." So and a worm has no defense. A worm is low to the ground. It has no way to defend itself. And fire, that's what this place is gonna get hit with, the ultimate judgment. So it's important that a woman, that you women out there that's listening, man, that you're not just listening in vain, man, that you taking heed, because that's important, man. That's very important, man. Because you be with a man, you dwelling with a man, and that's the only ticket you got to get out of here, is with a man of understanding, a man of the Lord. I'm looking for this one particular scripture. I believe it's in Sirach. Bear with me. It's irking me. I want to find this one particular scripture. I might. The Spirit may give it to me later. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just try to look it up real quick, because it's important to the flow I'm going, what I'm going into. Got it. So, you women that's out there, you women that's out there that's in this truth, or following the truth, listening, you catching wind of the truth, you're learning, and you're unmarried, right? This scripture go for you. This is Sirach 7 and 25. It says, "Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding." Give her unto a man of understanding. That's the most important. And I just went over Proverbs, that a man of understanding. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it again, just for edification. So it's Proverbs 1 and 5. It says, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain to wise counsel. What is the wise counsel? First and foremost, it's beginning with this truth. It's beginning with the true knowledge, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the scriptures. You know, the truth about the Bible. And then you have wise counsel among other men that are in the truth. You know, whether it's apostle or an elder, whether it's a fellow brother. You know, we have counsel. You know, if the scriptures say, "Do nothing without wise counsel." Verse 6: to understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and knowledge is like it. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. So if you're dwelling with a man of understanding, he'll have that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding, and he'll be walking in ways that's going to please the Most High. So in you doing right by that man is ways that the Most High will bless you. So I'm gonna get into some of these judgments first, and then if the Spirit lead me to go into some other scriptures that balance it out with what the Most High is going to do for the women that's striving to do right. I feel it's important to go into this from time to time because there are major prophecies that's heading right in our direction that applies to the women out there, and we're getting more and more women worldwide that's watching and that's paying attention and got questions on comment boards and you know they're wanting to implement themselves within this truth as best they can. So we have to go into these scriptures regarding them. This is Micah 7 and 10. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? See, because brothers are with certain women that see the brother following the truth, but she come within that Job's wife spirit, you know, without faith. Like, when is this supposed to happen? They don't want to believe. You know why they don't want to believe? They don't want to believe because they don't want to face the situations that the scriptures say is going to happen. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear about women getting ravished and raped. They don't want to hear about babies being dashed against a stone, people being thrown in concentration camps and beheaded. They don't want to hear about that, torturing. They don't want to hear that they're going to lose their comfort here. I mean, lose their job and not be able to feed themselves or not be able to have a roof over their head and have to be a pilgrim. They don't want these things to happen because they lack faith. A female means lack of faith, you know. So they don't have the faith that'll be okay in these times. So that's why they be demons to the men of the Lord. It says, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her now. Shall she be trodden? Salakia. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire in the street. So the women these women that aren't in line to receive mercy, gonna be trodden down as a mire. Mire means shit, like shit in the street, just trampled over. That's the thing that's what's coming your way. You know, you're not gonna be in a good situation. You're not gonna see yourself in a good case, because our women are harlots, man. Women are the most of the adultery that takes place is women. Is women in our women, man. The women of Israel, of the nation Israel. Y'all the ones out there, man, because you listening to harlots, man. Harlots that the so-called white man has deemed to be what? Images to be put on TV so you to see. So you can follow that. They want our women following in these nasty ways, like of Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. That song WAP, Wet Ass Pussy. or whatnot. You know, it's just a ratchet ass, nasty ass, unladylike song, man. A song that little girls is gonna catch the beat and their subconscious is gonna catch the words when they listen to that shit. And then and what's it gonna do? It's gonna put them in that situation to where they want to be like that because they're idolizing who the Esau's put up on a pedestal to be idolized, because it's gonna lead our women and our nation astray. And it promotes nothing but wickedness and nastiness, man. I don't even want to sit there and watch and listen to that bullshit. Then you got people that's putting it in their Instagram videos, in their Instagram movies, or not movies, but video clips, TikTok clips. You know, some bullshit, man. And people hear so much that it just catches on to people, and nobody, that shit should be banned, man. That type of music should be. Anyway, this is Amos 7:17. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. Why is your wife gonna be a harlot in the city? Because she's gonna be trying to duplicate what she see these harlots and these harlots on the BET and on the music in the music industry doing. Then you got our women, like actresses, like especially Zoe Saldana or whatever freak her name is, the chick from Avatar. Every movie she in, she getting bent over. She getting banged out in every movie. Every single movie I've seen her in, she get banged out, and she getting banged out by Edomite dudes. She not her own people, not Jake's. She get banged out by the other nations, man. And this is what our women see. And they want, and they feel like, oh, that's that's the vibration that's put out before people. So that's what people start. I'm not saying people. I'm talking about you women, man, women of our nation. This is why this scripture applies to you, because you want to do the nasty shit and freak nasty, wicked shit you see on TV and what you hear in the music and what you see in the movies and the TV shows. You got a freaking TV show. What's the name of this TV show? Kerry Washington. Scandal. I think it's Scandal. It's like, I don't know how many years it's been running, how many seasons it got, but it's basically her glorifying being a freaking hoe, being a goddamn ratchet, man, but a high class ratchet at that. I never seen the show, but I know what it's all about, and that's why it's named Scandal, because it's a scandalous show, and it puts the so-called black woman in that perspective to do that, because that's what Esau want. Esau want our women sleeping their way to the top. Anyway, Amos 7:17 says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. And that happened, and it's still continuously happening. And it's going to happen again, because it's going to continue to happen. Why? Because our people haven't understood that this is not our rest, man. That this land that we live under is polluted, so we shouldn't be following what they push out in this land. What the laws that they put into effect that goes against what the Bible say, and also what they put in your face to make you feel like this is a good thing to do. It goes against the scriptures, whether it's a law they made or not. Because Esau, he doesn't always just use something that he put into law, like how he made same-sex marriage legal. But what he'll do is he'll put something in, like on his what he uses is his witchcraft. Part of his witchcraft is his media outlets. Whether it's the fake news network, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all the mainstream media news outlets he uses, and he uses different television, TV shows, and he uses radio, and he uses newspaper, and he uses magazines. This is all witchcraft that he uses to corrupt the mind of the people. So when people see these things and they see it on the TV and they hear it in the music and then they see it on a movie, and then they read it in the newspaper or especially a magazine, you know, Cosmetology, all the different magazines. Even for you Jakes, man, Jet magazine they used to have, and Essence and all these other magazines. He to the point where you become brainwashed without even knowing. Become brainwashed, subliminally brainwashed to accept these things, to see these things like this, like it becomes more and more normal because you done seen it in five different ways that Esau done fed it to you. He done gave it to you in multiple different ways and different, like if somebody come and ask you a question and you tell them no, then they come back next week and ask you the same question in a different way, you might catch it and say no again. But if that person come week in and week out every week asking you a question but formulating it in a different way, primarily it's the same question, but they're phrasing it and they're quoting it or questioning it in different words, because Esau has, in his devil's forked tongue language, he has synonyms, meaning words that are a different word that has pretty much the same meaning or a similar meaning, right? So if someone could come and ask you the same question in two different ways using synonyms, eventually that person might crack you. That person might get to the point where you might answer. You've been saying no on that question for all this time. Then all of a sudden, and they're coming so often that you say yeah. You might still say yeah, or you done seen it so many different ways, out in the public, out in your everyday life, Not even talking about what he put on billboards, what he put on bus stops, the bus, the plaques or whatever he put on the seat at the bus stops and the different bus stations where they have all these imagery. He uses all this stuff to slowly but surely crack. He trying to break your wall down. He's trying to chip at your mind subliminally with the things that he pushed out in front of you. So what do? You start to get weaker, or you start to ease off how you feel. But the men of the Lord, the man whose mind is geared towards pleasing the Most High, he's not gonna wave, he's not gonna swerve, he's not gonna waver, or he's not gonna shake and rattle with his stance on it. But you people out there that you listen to this stuff and you don't have a foundation, you're not rooted and grounded of the true knowledge of the Most High, and he hasn't given you the understanding, the ear to hear. If he haven't given you that, you gonna start to waver, and then pretty soon it's gonna be like you're gonna be like, first you might be like, no. When I grew up, we weren't no to homosexuality. And then later on it becomes they can do what they want to do as long as they don't mess with me with it, they don't bother me with it. Then ultimately you be like, well, they got the right to have to be go ahead and let them be married. They could be miserable just like the rest of us married. So basically your whole stance is done changed on it. And that's what happens when you especially the women, man, the women of our nation, man. Esau knows if he gets to you, that's as fastest and easiest way he can get to the men of our nation. So the women of our nation be becoming harlots because Esau done put you in that situation where you feel that it's okay to be. Matter of fact, you end up desiring it. You got these women out here like Amber Rose, man, glorifying the slut walk or whatever. And basically the walk of shame, or hold your head up, and walk your walk of shame, that slut walk with pride, man. Next scripture I'm gonna get into. Because Esau done put in our minds of our women that everything is, they wanna have the good life. They want, they don't want the goodies of the world. They don't want. That's why when this whole thing, when Esau starts snatching away, all these benefits and things that you have, it's gonna be harsher and harsher on you. This is 1 Timothy 5:6. It says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." Why is she dead while she liveth? She's mentally dead. First and foremost, she's spiritually dead. And she's mentally dead and she's on her way to becoming physically dead. She's gonna die a physical death, a brutal death, man. So I'm gonna read this again. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure. So what is the pleasure things that women live in? You know, they love to shop, right? They want to shop. They got a quote. They got a saying: "Shop till you drop." You know, I mean, you exhausted. You've been running around the malls and running around the stores shopping and getting everything that your mind. Like, you have women that will max out their credit card, so so they can buy things they really can't afford. Then what's another way women like to live in pleasure? They gotta be dolled up. They gotta get their face. They gotta get their witchcraft together, right? Their makeup. Their makeup is a witchcraft, man. The reason why makeup is witchcraft because it turns you to another motherfucker, man. You don't look the same. You're not the same looking person, man. Like if a guy, you doing all this so you can go out and hold. You can go out and you can get out there and you can get your rocks off. So I'm gonna come back to the witchcraft and the makeup, but they like to get their makeup done, their hair done, their nails done. Now they getting ass jobs, they've been getting boob jobs. This is what women do. You get a whole fake ass body, reconstructed body that scientifically been handed over to you because you thought the body that the Most High gave you wasn't good enough. It's not what you want. Why? Because you envying someone else's body. You see a woman's body that might have a better figure than you, or a nice figure. You want that figure. Why? Because her ass is naturally out there, and her chest and her bust is she's a natural, and she has that. So the Most High didn't give you that because maybe that wasn't for you. He didn't want that to have you to have that because it's gonna be detrimental to you. It's gonna lead you down the wrong ways. Because the Most High sometimes He don't give people stuff because it'll hurt them more than it will help them. So He may not give you the humps and the bump. He may not give you, He may give you the itty bitty titties. He may not have gave you the big bust, D cup and up. He might not have gave you that. He might have gave you something like a little handful or whatever. Be happy what He gave you. He made you in a perfect way. You're made in the image of you is made in perfection of what the Most High had intended for you. But that wasn't good enough for you. Because Esau he's a mad damn scientist, so he can go and scientifically work on your ass, give you these pills or injection shots. You know what I'm saying? An injection shot to get you out here looking. It looks fake and nasty anyway. Or he can get you some fake tits, or he can go and have liposuction. All this different stuff that is put out there for women. When have you ever heard of a man getting liposuction? When women get their fucking stomach stapled instead of just getting in the gym type thing. You do all this because why? You want to look a certain way so you can get that attention when you hit the club, when you hit the nightlife, the social scene. You get over there, you want this guy and that guy. You trying to figure out, I want the dude that, am I going to be able to get the guy who I want to come to take me home and dig me out? That's what it's all about. Becoming that harlot in the city, like I just read in Amos 7:17. So that's how you live in pleasure. And then that man take you home and dig you out, and he'll wake up in the morning and your makeup and stuff your hair is all out of whack because you didn't get to wrap your shit up, and all that makeup is all on this man's sheets and pillowcases, and he look up and you ain't even, this is like he think the chick did a tag team on him in the middle of the night. He thinking, damn, what did she slip me a Mickey? Did I get that drunk? Somebody got swapped out on me? Because you look that different. You look that different without your makeup. You gotta put your face on. They got a saying, I think it's something like, a makeup artist be beating y'all face up or whatever. All it is just a transformation to you looking different than what you originally supposed to look like. And that's how you live in pleasure. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Now, we ain't gonna talk about all the freaky ass stuff that you do. All the stuff that you do behind closed doors. The Most High sees everything you doing. You don't get away with it. Matter of fact, let me get a couple scriptures on that. Cause you can't, you Most High see everything you do, man. You ain't getting away with all them. Y'all be having threesomes. Y'all be, man, doing the wickedest. Y'all be doing the wickedest shit for Esau. This is Sirach 23:19. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. He knoweth all the things ever they were created. So also after they were perfected, he looketh upon them all. So everything that was created, including you, he knows and sees all about it. There's nothing the Most High don't see. And those eyes of the Lord are the angels of the Most High. The angels they're all around that you don't see, that because you don't see them with your keen eye, your naked eye, you don't see them. But they watching, seeing everything that you're doing, and jotting down, taking notes, and just adding to the tab that's gonna end up busting your ass. That's what's gonna happen when you ain't gonna have no cloak for your sin. All the wicked homosexual threesomes that you be having, you women out there, the Most High gonna have plenty. He's gonna have multiple reasons to judge you women that's gonna be judged. Because you have done some of the most wicked things before the eyes of the Most High. The next scripture is Job 34:21. It says, for his eyes are upon the ways of men. When it says man, don't think that, oh, he's just watching the men. That's all inclusive. That includes everybody. Man is just above it all. So it goes from the top to the bottom. He sees what man is doing, which means he sees what women are doing and children are doing. And children are pardoned until they turn 12. Because that's when they become under the law. Talking about Israelite children. This is Job 34:21. It says, for his eyes are upon the ways of men, and he seeth all his goings. There is no darkness nor shadow of death where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves. So just because our people into a bunch of wicked stuff, man. Our people are into, like, swinger parties and